track there, where the Harper track team plays. Runs. Good thing no one was running at the time.
So now 0-2 the count on La Rosa. With first and second and only one out. Pitch on the way, high. It is now 1-2 the count on Daniel La Rosa.
I think it's very important for La Rosa to extend this count here. You got the Waubonsee pitcher a little bit behind after that hits batsman. 2 straight runners on base, trying to keep this going for the Harper Hawks. Here's the pitch.
And that ball is in the dirt, and it gets away from the catcher, and both runners will move up. And
exactly
now,
my point. You know, he's a little flustered right now. He's pitching balls into the dirt.
well, this is where Harper, right here, you got to get in a run. You have a prime opportunity, 2 runners in scoring position. You have less than 2 outs. Got to get it
Left-hander
done.
up, too. You can be able to hit to the right side. That's an automatic run, at least a hard ball hit. Infield is in.
Or at least the corners are in. 2-2 swing and a miss. Foul tip through a high fastball, strike 3, and there's 2 outs.
That's his bread and butter right there, is that high-rise fastball. And he struck out 2 batters on that pitch so far.
And now that'll bring up another left-handed hitter. It is Brandon West.
Yeah, you're going to be looking at a lot of fastballs here today for the Harper Hawks, and hopefully they can catch up to it. But 2 outs here, runner on second and third. The pitch is just in there for a strike.
Just barely catching that outside part of the plate.
Brandon did not agree with that, but it's okay.
0-1 on the way is a fly ball toward the left side, and it'll land foul. 0-2 the count.
Gosh, these track runners better watch out for these fly balls. Someone's going to get hurt.
Westmoreland is trying to get out of this jam. 1 strike away from doing so. 0-2 on the way, high. It's now 1-2 the count on Brandon West.
See if Brandon West can hit it to the west side. That should score in a run.
1-2 on the way is a fly ball foul, again to the left side.
We got a little bit of wind blowing out towards left field. So for these left-handed batters, it's pretty important for them to hit an opposite field.
Nice little poker to the opposite side. Fly ball toward left field, in foul territory again, and it'll land foul again.
What I've noticed about these Harper hitters so far is that they've been catching up on contact, but they just haven't done it well enough. So it's good that they're doing this first time through the lineup so that they can get a good read on this guy, someone who they've never faced yet so far this season.
Well, and I know some fans are not as big a fan of this as others. 2-2 on the way. Soft ground ball toward first, and it'll end up foul.
That was a 12-6 curveball. I don't know why he was throwing that on that pitch, but this fastball, I don't think he trusts it against this batter. So once again, a foul ball.
Something big this inning, running the pitch count up, and you get foul balls and put pressure on the pitcher and get base runners. That's what you're able to do. In first inning, that's when you want to get it done. Another 2-2. It's high.
Good eye there. That was the high fastball that he's struck out 2 batters so far this game, and great take there.
So full count. Brandon West has run this count as deep as he can. Here comes the pitch, and
was that a balk?
It looks like.
I thought it was a balk. I think he may have warned him. He stepped off. I thought he was going into his setup there and stepped off the mound.
Well, it looked like it was either a balk or a time called, and I couldn't tell.
I'm going to say it's a time called.
Okay. Fly ball into right center. The right fielder is under that fly ball, and he makes the catch for out number 3. So no runs, 1 hit, 2 runners left on base. Will go into the top of the second. 0-0 tie.
You are listening to Harper College Radio, a broadcast station of Harper College and its Board of Trustees. We'll be right back in just a bit. Stay tuned. I just disconnected it. I'm going to disconnect it in between innings. I'll go right back to the stream, right?
You gotta keep talking because there's nothing on air right now besides you guys.
Are you serious?
Yes.
All right. So what do you think so far this game, Deming,
Well,
has popped out to you?
You know, it would have been nice if we could have gotten that fly ball from Daniel LaRosa, gotten that fly ball batter sooner, get that sac fly in. We end the first inning 0-0. I do like the approach that the Harper hitters are taking, making Westmoreland, or Dwan Westmoreland, really make a lot of pitches in the bottom half of the first inning.
And the Harper pitcher only 9 pitches in the first inning, so advantage Harper Hawks after 1, but no score. 1 hit combined between the two teams after 1.
Well, and I know we've only played 1 inning early on in this game, but how big early has that Jimmy Cisneros catch double play from his catching position?
Oh yeah, that's so far the play of the game, and if anything, it was a bunt that went awry. You gotta lay those down on the ground. If you don't lay those on the ground, especially on a hit and run play, I don't know why you're doing a hit and run play when there's a runner on second and scoring position. That's not my decision, though. Waubonsee has their own style of play, but the runner was going, and he laid down a bunt, and the bunt was in the air, and that's what's going to happen. And that was an easy turn double play. You didn't even have to rush it. The runner was on second, was on third, didn't even know what was going on. So here we go at the start of the top of the second, and that's a ball upstairs.
Waubonsee is back up to the plate. It's Dante Maeda, 5 for 15 on the season. That, again, is a batting average line of .333. 1-0 is swung on and missed for 1-1. Took a huge swing at that pitch.
I would say that was definitely 80 miles an hour there.
Looking to take that all the way to Waveland Avenue.
Waveland Avenue is way down north. That'd be a foul ball if it was Waveland.
And pitch called outside. Or rather, was called a strike. 1-2. 1-2 on the way is low in the dirt. 2-2 the count now.
Harper's pitcher looking a little flustered here after that one. Didn't like that in the dirt. See if he can come back here on this pitch.
2-2. Popped up on the infield. First baseman makes the catch in foul territory, out number 1.
And around the horn they go. Good start for the Harper defense. But the Harper pitcher not looking like he's satisfied with that pitch sequence. So hopefully he can dust that aside and just keep going with this lineup. He's doing pretty good so far. 4 up. No hits per se, but he's doing pretty good so far.
First pitch on the way is high for ball 1 to Ryan Stempowski, who's only 2 for 4 so far this season. So getting some more at-bats right here. Big at-bat for him. 1-1 as Stempowski fouls that pitch off on an off-speed pitch. Joey Bowman been doing a pretty good job since the first batter to fill up the strike zone with strikes as he gets a called strike 2. Right there. It's 1-2 the count on Stempowski. 1-2 on the way from Bowman. Swing and a miss in the dirt. Throw down to first, and there's out number 2.
Good pitch. I mean, you saw this guy, Stempowski, chasing pitches, and Harper defense read that.
Well, Joey Bowman, something I really like, up until Stempowski, really good job just letting his defense make the plays early on in this ball game. Garrett Bragg now up to the plate, 4 for 11 with 2 RBIs. Looks at strike 1. Still no hits for this Chiefs offense yet. The 0-1 on the way is a line drive. Oh, it takes a tough hop over the third baseman and into left field.
Wow.
Will stop the base runner at
You
first.
jinxed it, Deming. You jinxed the no-hitter.
Yeah.
Nah, that was a very tricky play. It was a very tricky infield, kind of a bumpy grass, but it was a hard hit ball. Even if it was the right bounce, it would have been a very tough play. But I'm also surprised that he didn't go for two. It was only a single, and
Yeah,
he was halfway between second and first, and just retreated back to first. I don't know why he didn't continue going to second
that
there.
surprised me. That did surprise me.
First pitch is a ball inside.
That hop that ball took over the third baseman was just it just seemed like it was going ground ball and then boom.
Yeah, like I said, hard hit ball. Would have been a hard play regardless, because there's the ball in the dirt, 2-0.
The batter is now Eliza Acevedo, 0 for 2 this season. Big left-handed batter at the plate. The 2-0.
Oh, wow!
Oh, man! Joey Bullman
Show me the replay on that.
threw a pickoff throw to first base.
I thought I had the best angle on that. I thought he was out. I thought he was out.
It looked like Bragg was out at first base,
Trying to
but
pick off.
first
Great
base-
move though. That was encouraging.
First base umpire did not give Bullman the call.
3-0
Now 3
now.
and
Squaring up the bunt on 2-0. I don't understand that. With 2 outs, runner on first, scoring up the bunt on 2-0. It just doesn't look right. Does it again and throws a ball. So now a second and first.
Well,
I think he's trying to throw him off guard maybe.
I gotta tell you, I've seen guys do this before, and I don't know why it is, but it seems like pitchers, when they're not keeping it together and then the batter fakes the bunt, it seems the pitcher usually doesn't throw a first strike from what I've seen.
Right.
Guys do this. Ryan Beer up at the plate with 2 out, and the pitch is in the dirt and gets all the way to the backstop. Both runners will move up, second and third, 2 out.
Yeah, this Harper pitcher needs to stop throwing the ball down. I mean, last batter, he threw 3 balls upstairs, and he wants to bring it down, but that was 2 down and ended up at the backstop. So now second and third, 2 outs here, top of the second. No score here for Harper Hawks baseball here on 88.3 FM Harper College Radio, a broadcast station of Harper College and its Board of Trustees.
1-0 pitch hits the batter.
No, it hit the bat. It hit the bat.
Hit the bat.
No, it
Can
hit
you
the
believe
knob of the
that?
bat. I thought it hit the bat too from this angle. I feel like
Well,
I
I
had the
thought-
best angle today.
I thought it hit him because it looked like he was starting to step toward first base. I couldn't.
It was a foul ball. Should have been a foul ball. I mean, it hit him regardless. I mean, it's either a hit Batman or a foul ball, and since he's still in the batter's box, it's got to be a foul ball. So now it's a 1-1 count.
I couldn't. The sound. I couldn't tell if it hit.
It hit the knob. It sounded like the knob of the bat. If that sound hit the hand, that's gotta hurt.
1-1 is just outside. 2-1 the count now.
Good call by the umpire there behind the plate to recognize that. It's a fastball inside. It's hard to see it.
Ryan Beer with 3 RBIs so far this season. The 2-1 pitch is a fly ball into center field. Coming in and making
There we
the
go.
catch to end the inning.
There we go.
So no runs, a couple of hits, 2 left in scoring position.
A little concerning, though. I mean, you saw 2 straight outs. You know, he was cruising through the beginning of that inning, and all of a sudden, you got bases loaded based on a hit and 2 left on base. It's just like, yeah, you got to fix that up. You cannot let that happen with 2 outs. But thankfully, the Harper Hawks get out of it with nothing scathed. One hit per team. Deming?
What you were just saying, and before I jinxed the no-hitter, as you alluded to, talked about how Joey Bowman got to use the defense, and he was early on in the game. And then he got away from that a little bit with 2 out. One got a hit, and it was a tough bounce.
Yeah.
So, but you did see the catcher right here, Daniel LaRosa, talk to his pitcher, Joey Bowman, before they went into the dugout here. And then I think that's part of what he was telling him. Just trust your defense. They're making the plays early on.
They are.
Let them make the plays and trust that it's okay if the guys get contact. Let them get contact and make the plays.
Yeah, I agree with you, Deming. And a defense that doesn't seem like they make many errors, you got to trust it. And in a game like this of baseball, you got to pound that strike zone. And yes, it's very subjective to the type of hitter you're facing, but sometimes control can be an issue in that regard. And you can pitch, a sequence of pitches in the dirt. You can pitch a sequence of pitches upstairs. It's just that's the way baseball works. And in this case today, we're in for a good game. I'm feeling it as we enter the bottom of the second inning here on Harper College Radio. 88.3 FM. Glad to have you with us here. My name is Noah Festestein alongside Deming Fantalo doing the play-by-play. Fantalo, keep it going.
Michael O'Neill leading off the bottom of the second, swings and misses that off-speed pitch 0-1. Did you see the movement?
Yeah, so I was noticing the Waubonsee pitcher was practicing his breaking balls during his warm-ups. I don't see that very often. Usually pitchers like to practice their fastballs or off-speed pitches, but it's straining when he consistently throws fastballs, as he just threw a strike. 1-1, next pitch.
Ground ball toward third base, and third baseman bobbles it, and Michael O'Neill with his speed is on first.
That's 100% an error, but the speed definitely helped there. He didn't want to make the throw to first. So via the Air 5, if you're scoring at home, that's an E5.
Well, Noah, I can tell you this. It mentioned earlier how the Harper is not nearly as big of a stealing team as Waubonsee is, but Michael O'Neill is not the guy that you wanted to have on base, on first base with nobody out. He has great speed for this Harper Hawks team. Here's the first pitch to Thomas Sabo, and it's a fastball high.
You're making me look at first base now, Deming. I'm waiting for some sort of signal here as I'm looking at the third base coach maybe making a possible move for that steal. I think that would be a good play right now.
Long pause before the 1-0 and a swing and a miss through that pitch. It's 1-1 now.
Yeah, honestly, I would go with the steal at this point, considering with no outs, you want a runner in scoring position, maybe get this ball on the ground here, left side.
Well, and it would be most ideal if you could get the steal on an off-speed pitch. Long pause before the 1-1.
It's got a good lead.
Pitch on the way.
Yeah,
outside. 2-1.
The Waubonsee pitcher doesn't have much of a kick-up, so when he's delivering from the stretch, he's not giving any runner any time to move because he's just going straight to the strike zone. No significant kick-up. Here is the 2-1.
Foul ball off of his leg, it looked like. Thomas Sabo with a home run and 6 RBIs this season, 240 batting average.
See, that's a consistent batting average right there. I mean, you got a guy who can get the ball in play, especially in these situations. It's a very important pitch right here coming up 2-2.
Be good to see Michael O'Neill go. 2-2 on the way is fouled off. Still 2-2.
It's important to keep this pitcher working. I mean, he's nearly 30 pitches into this game, and it's only the second inning. And when we talk about NJCAA baseball, you don't want to be doing that as much, or at least extending your pitch count. And calls time there in the 2-2.
Well, and talked about the pitch count going up in the first inning, and it continues to go up. And what I really like about this at-bat from Thomas Sabo, he's just keep on fighting off pitches and make the pitcher keep on working.
Yeah.
Dwan Westmoreland sets on 2-2, and the pitch is a swing and a miss in the dirt. Runner will go down to second, and he'll be safe.
Wow. You know what? That was ideal. I mean, there was a pitch in the dirt, swing and a miss. Catcher was forced to make a throw to second, and the throw wasn't good. So you're forcing, he struck out, so the runner is out. but the runner advances to second. So basically, 1 out now on the strikeout, and the runner was attempted to be tagged at second. But hey, the runner advances, runner in scoring position here with 1 out for the Hawks.
And now Angelo Lisandrello will come up to the plate with 1 out and a runner on second. That's
You don't see that very often.
Thomas.
That's the type of play you do not see often. But people don't know the rule is that it's still a strikeout, but the runner can still advance to first. And now there's
That's
a pop-up
right.
in the infield. Shortstop should get it, and he does. 2 outs.
So very quick at bat right there, and now that'll bring up Bryce Mandala hitting .237 on the season, 9 for 38. Bryce Mandala, former member of WHCM Harper Radio.
Wow. That must mean he's a good baseball player.
Well,
It would be great if you can hit one up the middle here. That'll a significant run there. The second baseman is creeping up for an attempted pickoff.
first pitch to Bryce is popped up into the outfield, rather, and it's caught by the center fielder to end the inning. So no runs, 1 error, 1 runner left on second base. We will go into the top of the 3rd inning in this ballgame. Good pitching matchup so far. A lot of pitches, a lot of base runners, but nobody making it home.
Yeah, this game's interesting. I mean, you're seeing a lot of different styles, different types of pitches, but each team has been put into an unideal situation. They have runners in scoring position with 1 or 2 outs, and they're just not converting. So there hasn't been a point where any of these 2 teams have capitalized on their chances. So at this point of the game, as we enter the top of the 3rd, it's going to be vital for that to happen.
Well,
at least second time through the order.
You want to talk about momentum shifts. So the Chiefs start out the ball game getting their first base runner on,
Right.
getting them to second, and then immediately that momentum is taken away after the double play bunt. And then you had a lot of the same thing, bottom first, second and third, 1 out. Harper couldn't come through. And then the Chiefs again, second, third, 2 out, couldn't come through. And then Harper had probably the fastest base runner on this team on first to lead off the bottom second, couldn't get it in.
You talk about momentum, right? It's hard to gather momentum as, the score currently is 0-0 as we enter the top of the 3rd. Both teams have 1 hit. And, I was going to say, when you talk about momentum, this Waubonsee team is on a 4-game losing streak. So this is a very vital time for them to capitalize, and so far they're just not.
Adrian Ziatara will lead off the top of the 3rd, 0 for 8 so far this season.
He saw a pitch outside, 1-0. He squares up to bunt. A called strike.
Well, this time gets the strike after the squared up bunt. And just at this point, that's all you really need to do. Just throw it right down the middle if they're going to do that.
Right.
If they're not going to swing anyway. 1-1 on the way.
Let your catcher make the play.
2-1 the count as that fastball was high above the strike zone to Ziatara. 2-1. Swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch, and got Ziatara to swing early on that one.
Made him look silly, as you may say.
We want to get this first out, especially with the top of the order coming up. 2-2 pitch on the way, fouled off. Still 2-2. Harper dugout really liking how Joey Bowman is making these batters look on some of these off-speed pitches.
Yeah, I'm liking the energy from this dugout. They're only 20 feet away from us, so you can maybe hear them in the background.
2-2. Oh,
ooh, wow.
Just a little bit low with the fastball.
Even the hitter thought he struck out. So never do that as a hitter. You got to sell the ball. And he did not sell the ball there, but got lucky. That looked like a strike.
Well, how often is it where you don't sell it and you still end up getting the call, as that off-speed pitch is outside for ball 4.
Yeah, for a guy who's only hitting 0 for 8 this season, you got to be throwing strikes there in that situation. So a very unideal first batter on base there for Waubonsee. And now the Hawks are going to have to probably utilize their defense here.
Well, and as I've mentioned now with the top of the order, as Carter
second time through,
Wardell looks at ball 1 in the dirt.
This is where I expect runs to start accumulating. You know, second time through the order, you got to read the first time, and the first 2 batters have reached base, and
Well,
you got hit by the pitch the first at bat.
The Harper Hawks would certainly like getting some runs second time around, just on their side of the scorecard. The 1-0 pitch. Fly ball into right field. Right fielder makes the catch out, number 1.
He only had to make a couple steps there to make that play. Very easy pop fly. No sun in the face. Very routine there. A good pitch, too. It looked like a slider from my angle.
So here's Mason Barnick, who bunted into that double play in the first inning. Really big play up to this point, especially in a 0-0 ball game.
See, what's funny is this guy's like 6'2" or something, and he comes down with a bunt. So he's covering a lot of the plate, and you got a runner on first as there's a ball outside. You run around first in another bunting situation, but does the coach trust him to bunt this time? It doesn't seem like he is.
Hey, roll pair here, middle.
Well, to me, Joey Bowman just needs to do what he was doing earlier. Fill the strike zone with strikes, and that's all he really needs to do. That's where all of his success so far is coming from. Time is called on the field. Again, Joey Bowman looks into the catcher. The pitch hits Mason Barnick. That's the second hit batter.
The third total. Let's hope
the ball game.
Let's hope what happened with the Cubs at the beginning of the season doesn't happen here. And this NJCAA, obviously no bad blood, but sometimes it can get out of hand. So it's already at third inning and combined 3 hits batters. Doesn't look good.
Did you see Wilson Contreras as Brendan O'Connor first pitch? Fastball is just
tight strikes.
below
I don't know
knees.
what the strike zone's happening right now, but it's getting tight.
Yeah, I gotta say that pitch looked pretty good to me.
First one out here in the and Chiefs of Waubonsee.
And another popped. We also can't make the catch.